Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? This is Joe from JDTalks. I hope everyone is doing great. Today is Christmas for me. Today is what? January 17th? And this arrived at my doorstep. It was my porch. So this is the Stork FedEx delivered this. Anyway, what I'm going to unbox today is a LaCie 2big or something like that. It's a very, very fast drive. It's a Thunderbolt drive that is basically a RAID. So there's two drives, two 7200 RPM drives, and they transfer their speeds combined, which is about 330 megabytes a second, over the bus connector Thunderbolt. So it's a very, very cool drive, and it's very fast, and it's 6 terabytes. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what's awesome. So here's my unboxing Swiss Army knife. So let's go ahead and open the package here. Sorry if it's pretty exciting, you know. This is geek stuff, so. Okay, so we open the package here, and I bought this off of Amazon. So here we go. We have some paper. Cool. Alrighty, so here we go. Let me just take this out. Let's set it aside here. Let's go ahead and move this box, and adios. Alrighty, so here's the LaCie 2big Thunderbolt series. So if you look at it here, it's 6 terabytes, just as I said. It has Thunderbolt connectors, dual cooling, you know, all that good stuff. And here's the thing, the cable is not included. That's what sucks about this. I mean, you know, you're paying a lot. You know, you're paying premium for a Thunderbolt device and you don't get the cable. What the heck? But anyway, today I went to my Apple store and I bought this Thunderbolt. I know it's super small, but this is the only thing they got. This is the only thing they have in stock right now. This sets you back $29 opposed to $50, which is now $40. They brought it down a little bit. I don't know, $10, but anyway, this is $29. There's two versions, a 6-foot one and then this one, which is, I think, about a foot or a foot and a half. But anyway, let me set this aside, $29. Alrighty, so we have our box here. Let's just flip it around. 6 terabytes, as you can see. We have all these statistics there, whatever, all that. Okay, perfect. So now let's go to the actual box and let's start unboxing this box. So I'm going to start out by just tearing it right here, and then I'm going to tear it in here. Cool. Alright, so now we pull the tab out here. Let me cut it a bit more. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and pull the tab out ever so slightly. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, cool. So now we have this here. So let's take out this box. Let's see what's in it. How do you open this? This way. Okay, cool. So we have the 3-year limited warranty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, cool. Okay, then we have the power brick, which is useful. We have the standard, I guess this is a US connector. This is a European connector. I mean, we don't really need this, but they include it anyway, just in case you're going to travel. Another European connector. Might use it, you never know. Might go to Spain. And finally, another European connector. Cool. Alright, so now we have in here this little key thing. So I'm assuming that this is what you twist in order to pull out the drives. So that's cool. I mean, you could use a quarter, but. And then we have this L here, and this is for basically putting the little stand underneath the LaCie Thunderbolt. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And then finally, what's in here? This is basically how to connect. Very simple, you know, just plug it into your computer and that's it. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and set this aside. And then this is the LaCie utility desk. I never use it, but just in case you want to, you know, make this your backup or whatever, you can go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and set this box aside. And let's get to the granddaddy. So I'm going to pull him out from here. Go ahead and set the box. Let's throw it. Okay, cool. So now we have the Lacie. Here we go. Alrighty, so let me just set this aside. So here we go. We have Hal, blue version. So, okay, cool. So this stand comes pre-put. It already has the stand. So basically, in the other drives, the Quadra drives, you have to actually manually put this if you'd like to, or if you have one of those things that you just slided, you know, those racks basically. But that L thing will basically tighten this up. But anyway, if we look here at the back, we have Thunderbolt connectors. We have 1, 2. We have the drives here, which is this little pin thing. You know, you just put it in there and then just take them out. And then we have the power connector there, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and try this out and see how it works. Alright guys, I'm trying to make this as raw as possible. So basically, whenever I plugged in the Lacie, I got prompted with a message whether or not I wanted the Lacie to be a time machine backup. But in this case, since I don't want to, I selected do not use. So cool. But anyway, this is what I do every time I get a new hard drive. I basically reformat it to my liking, so that way I don't depend on the utilities that the suppliers have. For example, the Lacie has their own utilities. I don't want to depend on those. I want it to be as native as possible to the Mac OS system. So what I do is I go into disk utility, and then we're going to see the terabyte here, the 6 terabyte. So what you have to do is you have to click on the actual name here, on the actual partition, not the device. So we click on the partition, and then we go into erase, the erase tab, and then we just make sure the format is Mac OS extended, and I'm just going to name it Thunderbolt drive for simplicity. So now all you have to do is go over to erase and then just erase it. So basically, because it's 2 drives, it's gonna, you know, do it as faster. Okay, so we are prompted with this message. Do you want to use Thunderbolt drive 6 terabyte to back up with your time machine? No, don't use. So now we have a native Mac OS extended journal partition drive. I always do that. That way I don't run into problems. So now that we have this here and this, let's just go ahead and exit, and I want to do a speed test. So let's go ahead and to Blackmagic disk speed test. Alright, cool. So we're going to start with 1 gigabyte. So basically, whenever you select, for example, 1 gigabyte here, that means it's going to write a gigabyte virtually. So let's go ahead into that gear again, and let's select target drive. And in this case, it's Thunderbolt, so I'm just going to select it from the Finder. I'm going to hit choose, and let's go ahead and start the speed test. So as you can see, we have an average about 300 megabytes a second for read, and for write we have 314 right now. So you know, the disk speed test just loops over and over and over, and basically it kind of gives you an estimate of what it does. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop it. So we have about those write speeds. So let's go ahead and just crank it up to 5 gigabytes and see how long it takes. So we're going to go, and as we're seeing, we get about 300, maybe 312 through 331. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And the read, we get about the same, kinda. It's going to write it again. So it cranks up to 300 megabytes a second. I mean, that's pretty outstanding. You know, this is a RAID, and we have, you know, a Thunderbolt connection, so we have those speeds. Okay, perfect. So let me just go ahead and stop this. So basically, this drive is a great drive for editing, you know, for doing heavy stuff. I'm going to make another video where I basically import stuff into Final Cut, Avid, Premiere Pro, and basically all of those NLEs, so that way you guys can have an idea of the export times, everything raw. I like to do it raw so that way you guys like it. Now, this drive will set you back. It's not a cheap drive. it'll set you back about $600. $600, and it cost me like $675 plus the Thunderbolt cable. I bought it for $29, so you do the math and the taxes and all that. But overall, it's a great drive. I prefer it over FireWire because it's like 4 times faster. So anyway, that's the Thunderbolt drive, and you know what? Let's just do one more test here. What I want to do now is I want to do a transfer from my iMac SSD drive into the Lacie and see how much basically the times are to transfer a file. So let's go ahead and open a Finder window, and let's go ahead into our Thunderbolt drive, and this is from my desktop. We're going to drag this over to the Thunderbolt drive, and let's see how fast it transfers. This is a 5 GB file, so we're looking at the copy speeds here. So it's 5 GB, and it's about roughly, what, 5 seconds? Really? Was it 5 seconds? Well, wow, so there we go. So that was a transfer of a 5 GB file from my iMac's internal SSD to the Lacie Thunderbolt. It was really fast, wicked fast, so yeah. So anyway, I want to talk basically the value of this product. Should you get it? Should you dish out the money and get this product? Well, let me just give you guys some, I guess, let me give an analysis here. If you need portability, this is great for limited portability. It is big, it is pretty heavy, it's about 5 pounds, and but if it's portable, yes, it is portable to an extent. But if you need something that is really, you need like portability, like pocket portability, well, this is not gonna suit your purposes. I would recommend the other Lacie rugged Thunderbolt connector to SSD. That is another product Lacie has. That's a great product. But as far like if you need reliability and basically if you need to expand your workforce or your basically your workstation, well, this is a great investment. And I say investment because Thunderbolt is not as common right now in the market as it can be, and that's because they're having a hard time with licensing. Companies are having a hard time making products because of the exclusivity it has with Intel, not Apple. Though that was just 1 year, but now that the year is over, Intel has some licensing issues and I don't know what. But anyway, I consider this a great investment. If you need it for editing, if you need it for transferring files quickly, great buy. Worth every penny. Great product. It's very polished, and I prefer it over the other Thunderbolt raids that are out there. There's G drives, and then there's the WD drives. Now, I tried the WD, and those aren't as fast for some reason, and plus, you're paying premium, and they include a plastic enclosure. I don't know, it doesn't float my boat. This is really cool. It looks really great on the desk. It's just a great product. So I would definitely recommend this as an investment, and if you need those speeds, get it. It's pretty frickin' fast. Well, anyway, thanks a lot for watching this video, this unboxing and kind of review. I'll make more videos kind of, giving you guys some benchmarks, a more detailed review of this LaCie 2big Thunderbolt drive. It's great. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Every subscriber counts. And, well, thanks a lot and have an amazing day, and I'll see you again in another video. Alrighty, bye-bye.